Tim McGraw is opening up about his recent health issues, and as it turns out, they were worse than we realized. So we all knew Tim McGraw had been going through some rough medical stuff lately, but the full story is way worse than any of us realized. I'm talking multiple surgeries, months of pain, and the guy literally finishing an entire tour with his body falling apart. This is wild. So McGraw just went on the Bobby Bones show, and he finally opened up about what's really been happening behind the scenes. And let me tell you, this isn't just your typical had a little back surgery situation. Tim McGraw has been dealing with some serious medical issues for over a year now, and he's been toughing it out way stronger than we knew. Here's what really went down. McGraw tells Bobby Bones, quote, "I had 3 back surgeries and double knee replacements. 3 back surgeries, not one like we thought when he pulled out of that Netflix series earlier this year. 3, and both knees completely replaced. And at his age, that is definitely a massive undertaking." But here's where this gets really crazy. Tim McGraw explains how this all started falling like dominoes. He said, quote, "I had a back surgery before tour last year, and that sort of went south on me right at the beginning of the tour. So picture this. He has back surgery, thinks he's good to go, starts his tour, and then boom, everything starts going sideways." He continued, quote, "And so sort of compensating for that, my knees went out like 3 weeks into the tour. And that's what I'm talking about when I say the guy is tough. Your back surgery goes bad. You start walking differently to compensate. And now your knees are shot as well. But does Tim McGraw cancel the tour? No. He tells Bobby Bones, quote, "So I had to finish the tour with my knees completely gone and my back gone." Can you imagine? He performed night after night, probably in excruciating pain, because he didn't want to let the fans down. That's the type of dedication you don't see very often. But it gets even worse. McGraw added, quote, "And then as soon as I got off tour, I went in and had the surgeries done. I had my knee surgeries done. And then in the process of recovering from knee surgeries, my back went out again. I had to have another surgery." So let's break this down. Tim McGraw had a back surgery that went wrong. He finished that tour with a busted back and 2 blown out knees. And then he gets both knees replaced. While he's recovering from the knee surgeries, his back goes out again, so he needs another back surgery. And then somewhere in there, he apparently had a 3rd back surgery as well that we didn't hear much about. This is like a medical nightmare that just kept snowballing. And through all of this, McGraw's been pretty quiet about how bad things really were. We knew that he was having health issues, but nobody realized it was this extensive. But here's the good news. Tim McGraw tells Bobby Bones, quote, "I'm on the upswing now, you know? Some mornings are good. Some mornings it takes a little while, but it's getting there." So the legend is finally heating up and getting back to what he loves doing. And speaking of getting back to it, McGraw is planning his return to the stage. His first performance since having to bow out of his standing room only tour is happening on May 31st at Nashville's Rodeo. He's sharing the stage with Reba McEntire and Jelly Roll at the Music City Rodeo, which honestly sounds like it's going to be an incredible show. After that, Tim McGraw has a show in Fort Collins, Colorado, and then he's headlining something very cool, the Speedway Classic at Bristol Motor Speedway on August 2nd. Get this, the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds are going to play a baseball game right there on the infield of the racetrack, and McGraw is the musical headliner. Sounds like a very, very unique event, and it's honestly going to be a great way for him to make his big comeback, considering all he's been through with his health. So wishing Tim McGraw a speedy recovery. As always, if you're new here to CountryCast, hit that subscribe button with notifications on for the latest news and updates.